I finished Codebreaker. It was a decent show, I suppose. It had a lot of flaws. So the thing with Codebreaker was it's basically a story about this girl. She sees a bunch of people being burned alive one day in the park, and there's a new transfer student at her school, and she finds out that he has special powers, and he's what they call a code breaker. And code breakers are people tasked by the government to do justice and vanquish evil and get rid of bad guys. But the thing is, their methods are like they basically like they do murder and killing and all sorts of things. So they get rid of evil by doing evil. So they like kill villains and bad guys and whatnot. And the show had a lot of problems, to be honest. Like, one of the problems was, first of all, the main character. The main character, I understand, it's a female main character in what's a very shonen show. It's a very shonen-y show, and female main character, and what's it? She doesn't like killing, and the whole time she wants the main character, or not the main character, this dude, the transfer student, not to kill and whatnot, etc., etc. Yeah, but he does it anyway. She thinks that she can talk it out with the bad guys, and there's literally like people like human traffickers and things in this show, and she thinks that she can just simply talk to them. And I was just like, yeah, no. And another thing is the story just felt a bit, like the middle section of the story just wasn't all that interesting, and I didn't really feel very engaged. And the main antagonist, he wanted code breakers to be there's basically six code breakers, and he wanted the code breakers to be liberated because he didn't like that they were being used by the government, etc. And so he decides that he's going to set off some bombs in the city and just kill a bunch of people. The villain is like, it's one of those classic, typical old friend turned foe type of deals, and yeah, I just couldn't get behind the villain's motivations. He just wants to kill a bunch of people for like no reason. For like six people, there's only six code breakers right now. There were more in the past, but he wants to kill like thousands of people just for like the sake of like six people. And I don't know. I wasn't on board. I wasn't really too on board with it. And the ending was, it was unsatisfying. It was very unsatisfying. The way they handled things with the villain and everything. And I feel like the show was just a bit of a letdown. The story and everything. I'm glad I watched the show, but it definitely felt like a letdown. But yeah, I recommend the show? Probably not, but it is a decent. I like the idea and the concept a lot. I like the idea of the show and the concept, like the idea of these people with special power. I like it when in a show they limit the special powers when not everybody is powerful. I like it when they like the whole idea of just these six people exclusively have like powers. I really like that. I don't like it when they just give everybody powers. It's not as fun or exciting, in my opinion. I like it much more when it's when they have just a exclusive like group of people. But yeah, I I think it's a show that has issue. Also, the OVA episodes are absolutely trash. Like, we have a serious shonen show, and the OVA episodes are just like not nonsense. Just like nonsense and whatnot. Oh yeah, one big thing that I really didn't like is the characters had like a cooldown on their powers. the characters have it's like a 24-hour cooldown on their powers, and I thought that was so stupid because you have these characters that have like these OP powers, and you're giving them these really dumb cooldowns, and the cooldown is like one of the characters turns into a child, another one like turns into like an animal, rabbit or something, you know. And I thought that was just really dumb, and I didn't like it at all.